Yeah, that one is for sale. I didn't make my mind because I have something new to build, and this is how generally works with me. This is supposed to be standard for a little bit, and me being me, scrap the idea just after one night. So different engine and a few more different bits, but it's not time for this because you're gonna be probably over the winter or next year. Just leave it there for now. Quickly, I'm back in the workshop finally, not full time, but the T5 4-wheel drive conversion, well, 4Motion conversion is done. So Steve's car is on the ramp. From next week, I'm back into the MR2 business, so all the kits and all the stuff is gonna be carried forward as it should be, because obviously the last month or two was very busy with the racing and training and all that stuff. But again, I'm back almost full time in the workshop this weekend, tidy up because this is beyond ridiculous now. However, quick video today, and I have not updated the videos from GoPros and other stuff. I got an issue with the laptop, blah blah blah, and I really struggle with time. So you know, it is what it is. You got to wait. But in this one, I'm using the same, almost the same engine I'm using on the old one, and I want to show you why. One of the reasons why I'm using this engine. This is a Merc 605 engine, which is 5-cylinder. I'm using the 606 in my van, fully mechanical, and 606 in my race car, again fully mechanical on the race fuel pumps. Now this one here, I just bought it, just put the transmission on, the clutch and all the stuff, but you know, I have not heard the engine running and all the stuff, and I was I'm very impatient, and I really want the engine I want to hear the engine if it runs, if everything is right, you know, if the injectors are fine, just hear it running, so I know it's a good engine, not some scrap, I haven't been scammed or anything like this. The problem is, this engine, they can run with no electronics, nothing, once you put a mechanical fuel pump. Now the fuel pump is there. I'll show you, let me get the light. Forgive me the dirty stuff. That's the pump there, and it's all full of diesel and oil dripping and all that stuff. I know. Let me explain. So, I'm gonna show you something that you should not do. This is completely redneck stuff, this is dirty way, this shouldn't be done in this way. However, if you decide to do it anyway, like I do, because you know, sometimes I'm impatient, I don't want to wait for the pump to see if the engine is good, it runs and all that stuff, plus I just want to hit it. Then you can do something like this. Now we have completely no electronics whatsoever, nothing, no electrics, nothing on this engine. The pump control plug has been cut off completely, so even if we had electrics, we have no way to control this engine. So this is still on the EDC pump, which is electronically controlled pump, not the fully mechanical, so it should have no way to run. However, yesterday a friend of mine sent me a kit. There's a banjo, there's an adapter that you run, that you bypass a shut-off valve on the pump and you can run it, but I was not interested because I can't wait not a single day to put it on the next week, it's gonna arrive, put it on, fuck it. I need to find a way to do it better. Now, first of all, to start these engines, you need the glow plugs to warm up. This is not direct injection, they use pre-chambers, so they really rely on the glow plugs to be nice and warm to start. Better do it this way. Obviously you can start it on the WD-40, on the brake cleaner, which is not good because it's very dry, on an easy start, whatever, warm it up and then it runs, but that's not the healthy way to do it. If you want to try the engine, if it works, fine, alright. I want to test the glow plugs as well. So, not having the glow plugs wiring room, what you can do is a dirty way to do it. That's how you do it. All 5 of them in this case, because it's 5-cylinder engine, and join them together, and there you go. So we got the battery and the charger because the battery was dead, obviously. Charger, and you know, we just connect the negative to whatever on the engine, positive to the starter motor. Make sure in a very professional way that the positive is not gonna touch the block. All right, so and then you have this small wire. Obviously this, if you touch this to that, it tries to start. That's how the starter motor works. Now, fuel lines. This one here is the return, and I'll show you which one is the return. This one here is the return line. and that one as well. These. However, from this is the return lines from the fuel filter housing. You can remove the pre-filter, because usually this is how they look like. You know, fuck it, scrap it, you don't need that one. You can just keep the main one. So let's say you run the fuel. I'll show you how you run the fuel. Just do my hands, because everything is dirty, because obviously I ran this already. So fuel, you get it from the can. I did put this one on. This is a lift pump, no pressure, just lift pump. It's not necessary, but I just put it on because it's easier to bleed the fuel through this pump. That's the only reason. However, this is the original mechanical lift pump for the diesel. So this is you in, that one there is you out, and it goes to the fuel filter, this one here, and it goes out from there. Now out from there it goes to this as you call it, check valve or whatever. So I can't remember what it is, but these two, 1 and 2, this one is just one pipe, you see, just join them together. Who cares, just join them together. And the one on the bottom, that one there, it's the from the fuel filter, it has the pressure, okay, and goes straight into the pump, the check valve, because the check valve from there, from here, it will go straight into the fuel pump. There's no restriction, there's no shadow valve, nothing, just bypass it this way. Again, this is a dirty way just to see if the engine starts, if it's, you know, not dead and all that stuff. It will leak a little bit of diesel, I don't know why, maybe that check valve is fucked in my case, who cares. However, this way you completely bypass it, that one, and the engine can start no problems. No problems. Obviously you have no control of the pump, so you have to remove the lid, which is this one here, from the pump. That usually covers the rack. The rack is that thing there. Now the rack, the functionality of the rack is that opens the elements where in the pool ways. So what you have to do, this is how you add the gas, you know, throttle, let's call it. So you have to put your hand there and move this that way, if not it will not start. This is the way you give them fuel. So once you got all of this, I hope this wasn't complicated because it's very easy. You put your hand there, we're ready to give them some throttle. There you go. And then obviously this wire goes there. First of all, we need to connect this wire to the positive to warm the glow plugs, and then this wire to this pin here to start it. So obviously you're gonna have some, well, it drips some fuel, but I think that something is leaking there, so who cares. You know, when I put this pump on, this one here, it just bleeds everything, but obviously, yeah, it doesn't hold the pressure or whatever, and it leaks from some. You see him drip in there. However, not important for now. Once you open that lid, you will have some oil dripping. There's no pressure there, there's not much, it's very slowly, but obviously it will go down. Again, no big deal, because you only start the engine for a few seconds, for 30 seconds, whatever, just to see if it works. So, let me put the phone here, and let's do it. EDC pump, and it should work. Let's try it. Right, so, finger on the rack, glow plugs, let's do it for, I don't know, 12 seconds, 3, 4. See, that's enough. Alright. Enough, because obviously we got oil dripping. Again, it's not much, but you know, it's not ideal. Again, this is dirty redneck stuff that you should not be doing. I should not be doing this. But again, if you decide to be, you know, redneck and stupid like me sometimes, this is the way to do it. So again, this is EDC pump, how to bypass it and run the engine anyway, just, you know, if you want to test it if it runs. This is so easy and so quick, you can actually do it on a scrapyard or when you pick up the engine, just to see if you're not getting scammed, if the engine runs and everything is alright. Just at least make sure there's oil inside the engine. Don't ruin it if the, obviously the engine was drained from the oil. That's the only thing. You don't need a gearbox for that, but you need at least either the flywheel or the flex plate if the engine comes from the auto. And this is obviously both for 606 and 605. Alright, this is one of the reasons I really like these engines, because they just run, you know, they just run. And once you got the mechanical pump, that's all you need. Warm the glow plugs, and as soon as it has diesel, it runs. That's it. Not a single ECU, no TCUs, no immobilizers, no electronics whatsoever, no wiring looms, no sensors, nothing. It doesn't need nothing. And before you say, oh yeah, but the new modern engines are more efficient and all that stuff, you know, new CDI engines, MM57s, yes, they are great engines. I know they're great engines because I do the swaps. I put M57s in the patrols, in the Land Rovers. I had M57 in my van, now one there. So I know it's good, it's a great engine. However, as the efficiency, now I'm running 606, fully mechanical pump, 7.7 millimeters elements, no electronics whatsoever, so I should have lost all the efficiency, right? Now, let me tell you something. That van, I don't know how heavy it is, it's just over 2 tons, I think 22 or 24. It's on a 35-inch tires, 4-wheel drive, is a running brick, it's being raised on M57, manual transmission, steady normal driving. It used to return me 33 miles per gallon. Efficient engine, common rail, all the stuff. 606 mechanical now, with automatic transmission, or is a good automatic transmission with a good controller, it returns me again, same driving, 30. I lost 3 miles per gallon. Probably because it's an automatic transmission, not manual, so you lose some mileage already there. Efficiency, you make your own mind. No sensors, nothing. Just the pump has been set up nicely, correctly, and a good turbo system. Now my turbo is a VNT turbo, not big, it's small. It's only between 3 and 350 brakes, not much. But the boost is always there, is always available. So the engine runs nice and smooth from low RPMs like the common rail engines. Yes, you can make them run absolutely smooth, really nice. Of course they're gonna be noisier because it's an old school engine, because it's mechanical pump, but it runs as smooth as the new common rail engines. But not a single problem from the common rail engine. Injectors, they don't go. Sure, everything can break, obviously, but these engines are not to do million miles. So it's very very rare that something was wrong on them. Common rail engines, different stuff. M57s, they're still very reliable, but again, engine still relies on the map sensor, temp sensor, pressure sensors, pressure regulators, you know, injectors, ECUs, and all that stuff. So you just have loads of stuff to add, possibly to go wrong with. This, nothing wrong with it. You have no diesel, cooking oil, used or new, whatever, you know. If it's used, filter it. If it's new, just put it in the tank and it runs. And guess what? Some of the things showed it that they actually don't lose horsepower, they don't lose efficiency, even cooking oil. So, you know, it really is a post-apocalyptic engine. And now with this, with the automatic transmission, it's just, you know, once you fire it up, you can disconnect the battery, it will just run forever. Well, till you shut it off. But yeah, this is one of the reasons I really like them, and this is the reason why this engine goes into my next project, into my next van. And yeah, there you go. But yeah, spread the word. My old one is for sale. It's been in service for 3 years, I think, over 3 years. It's absolutely awesome. It's bulletproof. It's fully off-road capable. High and low gears. You know, Nissan Patrol axles, lockers front and back, in the middle. Everything is the bollocks. It's built to go around the world twice and then come back to do the service and do it again. and no a single issue. The only bad thing is that I will have only one of the two fuel tanks installed, so it's only 50 liters of fuel, not much. I know there's a second tank over there, has to be fitted. I didn't have the time. That's the only thing. Other than that, she's absolutely beautiful. Solar panel with the battery, all the stuff. So if the battery gets down for any reason, no reason for that. If anything, it's self recovery. You connect the jump leads to your leisure battery, and there you go, self recovery. It happened once because I left everything on the main battery. That was my fault. So, but yeah, it's just awesome. So spread the word. It is for sale, but however, this is one of the reasons I love these engines. And just in case you wanna do stuff what I did, I just shown you how. But don't do it. You know, turbo is pretty much fucked, I say, because it's spitting oil. But there you go, 645. See you soon.